The last one I just want to talk about quite quickly is a book called Shadow, which brings us up to date, because sadly, what we discovered that in the First World War, you may know this, after the First World War was over, everyone said, oh, this is the war to end all wars. There'll never be another war. We wouldn't do this again. It's too horrible. Millions of people have died on all sides, and what's the point of it? And everyone thought, well, no, of course we won't. We were. 20 years later, we were fighting the Second World War. And then again, people think, well, you couldn't possibly do that again. Let's forget all this stuff. Let's sort out our problems peacefully. Well, then, very much in living memory, we were involved in a war in Afghanistan. And this is about a dog with the troops in Afghanistan. What were the dogs there for? They were there to sniff out bombs which had been put by the side of the road by the Taliban, who were our enemy in that war. And the idea really was that they would blow up these mines, these bombs planted under the road, and kill our soldiers and destroy the armoured cars or tanks or whatever. And they discovered these dogs, wonderful dogs. Mostly they were spaniels or they were Labradors. And this wonderful facility for sniffing out these bombs. And so this is a story about one of those dogs, true story. I keep coming back to this truth. They're always better than invented stories, for me anyway. The true story was there was a dog. And this dog went out on a patrol with some soldiers, doing just this, sniffing around, trying to make sure that the soldiers weren't going to be harmed, or discovering the bombs so that they could defuse them. And they were attacked by the Taliban. And there was a firefight, and when the firefight was over, they looked around for the dog, and the dog was nowhere to be found. And they were all really sad, went back to their base, and they put up a little memorial to this dog, because they all loved this dog and relied on this dog. And that was that, only it wasn't. Because 14 months later, this same dog walked out of the desert up to another bunch of soldiers as if to say, hello, could I have some Winalop, please? The dog had survived 14 months out in this desert in Afghanistan. So I thought, write about that, and write about the people over whose land this is being fought. We tend to forget in wars that they're not just fought on land where there are no people. They're fought around people's houses. The bombing goes everywhere now. And they're fought over farms, and they always were. There's no difference. It's just that now we have big bombs that do terrible, terrible damage. Anyway, so I thought, write about some Afghani people, a family, who want to escape from Afghanistan and reach safety in this country. So it's quite topical, because as we know, there are many, many, many thousands of people who see this country as a haven, a place of safety, a place where there is no war, a place where they can rear their families and have a peaceful life, and they come here. And sometimes they come across the sea in boats to get here, and sometimes they're drowned doing it. It's going on as I'm speaking to you now.